trying to create.
Yeah. So if we can give some kind of some insight, right? If you're talking to someone that comes to you, they're looking for a recomp, they want to cut. Kind of what how do you work with them? How do you what insight, what information you're going to give them for that? What process?
Totally, yeah. So recomp and cut. I mean, so number one, no matter what we're doing, protein is going to be the thing, right? So I'm a believer in high protein. I'm going to usually try to push about a gram per pound of people's body weight. Or if they're a little on the heavier side and they're at a caloric deficit, then I would try to get them at about 35% of their daily calorie intake coming from protein. So, anywhere from, I would say, I try not to go below 0.8 grams per pound of somebody's body weight for protein. So that's usually where I start. And then I literally go to volume, right? So that's where plant-based foods is coming into play. So I really like to focus in on fruit. I like to focus in on vegetables, and I really like to focus in on, most people want to cut carbs. I actually think we want to find a place where we can add these in.
Yeah.
Because I think the huge place, or the huge place that people are making mistakes when it comes to finding longevity and an ability to improve on their body comp, right? Do a cut, increase some muscle mass, decrease some fat mass, is like the energy level's got to be there, right? So if we pull the carbs out, yeah, we've pulled out the calories, right? So maybe we've put ourselves in a position where we can decrease some fat mass, but we've taken out our energy source, right? Mm-hmm. So if we want to then be in the gym and we want to be lifting weights, now we've put ourselves into a tough spot. It's like, okay, I'm at my calorie deficit, but I've also pulled away the food that's going to provide the energy that I need in the gym. So now I can't work out at the intensity level that I need to work out to create the change or the adaptation that I'm trying to change. So that's where I'm going to take a higher carb, a little bit of a lower fat approach, right? So usually what I'll try to get people to do is get up about a gram per pound of their body weight in protein, do about 20 to 25% of their calories from fats, just so that we can keep hormones running normally and brain function and all that stuff. We don't want to go below 20% basically with dietary fat. And then we fill the rest with high quality carbohydrate and these volume-based foods, mm-hmm. right? Because we still got to be at our calorie deficit. So mm-hmm. calories are the king in the equation, but we want to focus on our high protein. We want to make sure we've got enough fats to keep your physical function going, and then we want to see how many carbohydrates we can eat so that we can keep the energy levels and performance levels high. And then you're going to see probably a much more improved just outcome, right, in terms of increasing your muscle mass and keeping energy levels high while you're at a calorie deficit. And then that's also where these volume-based foods come in, right? So that's where I love to plug in vegetables and berries and other fruits and things like that, is just mm-hmm. because the quantities of those we can eat are so much higher than, it's okay, I can have a handful of nuts, or I can have, a pound of vegetables and, mm-hmm. throw some berries in there or whatever. For a lot of us, we probably would do better with a little bit more volume. And then also, too, from a nutrient standpoint, we'd probably get a little bit more nutrition out of that as well, just because of the sheer volume of mm-hmm. the food that we're consuming. So that's usually the kind of the place I would start with that. If I was going into a cut, I would really, kind of to lay it out step by step, is I would get a really good understanding of what is the level of caloric intake that you need. I wouldn't really go crazy low, right? Because again, you're just going to sabotage the adaptation that you're trying to create, which is building muscle mass, right? If we go too low with calories, we're not going to be able to build muscle mass, and we're also going to run into energy issues, sleep issues, whatever, hunger, mood, cravings, you name it, it's all going to probably go south. And if we keep that up long enough, it can even run into bigger problems, hormones or whatever. So I'd like to stay, around that 15% calorie deficit, probably below maintenance. Get the high protein in there, get the 20% fats in there, and then get the rest with, volume-based, nice complex carbohydrates, some simple carbs before a workout for some extra energy.